Alright guys, we're going to continue looking at simplifying expressions today. So let's look at number 1. Okay, number 1, we are going to simplify this expression and we should get one of these 4 answers. So yes, obviously we have more than 4 questions, so we will use these answer choices more than one time. Alright, so now first thing I want to look at is I want to look at the P in PEMDAS parentheses. So can we simplify within the parentheses? No, we can't, because those are not like terms. Next thing we look for is the exponents. There are no exponents. So then we go to multiplication. So we need to, what we call distribute. Distribute means to multiply. So we're going to take 8 and multiply by a negative 1/2. Anytime you multiply by a 1/2, you're basically dividing by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is going to give me 4. Now that's a negative. So it's going to give me negative 4x. I'm going to distribute here also, so 8 times positive 1 is a positive 8. And then I bring this down, so I've got minus 3 at the end. Now once again, we're looking for like terms. Like terms are the same variable raised to the same power. So those numbers are like terms. We can take 8 and subtract 3, and we get negative 4x plus 5. I'm done because there are no more like terms to combine. B is your answer there. Same thing here, we want to look to simplify within the parentheses. It's not possible because those are not like terms, so let's go ahead and distribute that 3. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times a negative 1 is a negative 3. Bring that down, we got minus 1 there. So we get 3x minus 4. A. Same thing on this one, we want to simplify in the parentheses. Again, not possible, those are not like terms. So let's go ahead and distribute. Now this is 7 over 1. So I have a 7 in the numerator and I'm multiplying by a 7 in the denominator. Those are going to cancel out. You're left with 3 over 1x, or 3x. Same thing here when we distribute to this one. 7 in the numerator, 7 in the denominator. Those 7's cancel out and you're left with a negative 2. Bring that down, you got minus 2. Now these are like terms. Combine those or add them together. Negative 2 and a negative 2 is a negative 4. 3x minus 4. A. Going across, we've got 1/2 x plus 4 minus 3/2 x minus 14. So let's combine like terms. That's a like term. That's a like term. So we've got 1/2 minus 3/2. That's going to give me a negative 2 over 2x. And then these are also like terms. Negative 14 and a positive 4, or we go 4 minus 14, it's going to give me a negative 10. Now, that does not look like any of these answer choices because 2 divided by 2 is 1. So this becomes negative 1x, or we could just say negative x minus 10. Alright, let's go down to this one. Again, we want to look to simplify in the parentheses. Well, we can simplify inside the parentheses there. 5 minus 4 is 1. So that becomes 2 times 1, which 2 times 1 is 2. So now we have this expression. Now we're going to distribute. 4 times 2x is 4 times 2 is 8x. 4 times a negative 1 is a negative 4, and then plus 2. Combine like terms, so this negative 4 and this plus 2 combine to give me negative 2. Alright, moving across, we've got 12x minus 1, and now this negative 1, that's a negative understood 1 right there, times 2 times 2x plus 4. Now we can simplify in the parentheses, 2 times 2x. You can go ahead and multiply those. So I'm going to rewrite this, 12x minus 1 minus parentheses, 2 times 2x is going to give me a 4x, and then plus 2 here. Alright, now we can distribute this to there. So I've got 12x minus 1 minus 4x plus 2. Now I'm going to look to combine like terms. The x's are like terms, so 12 minus 4 gives me 8x. And then we're going to combine our numbers. 2 minus 1 is positive 1. See? Going on down, here we go. I can combine, I cannot combine. Okay, I can multiply these. That's multiplication first. Okay, so 4x times negative 2 is a negative 8x. Bring these down, so plus 4x plus 5. Now again, look to combine like terms. Bam and bam. So we get negative 4x plus 5. Alright, we're looking at this one. I can simplify within the parentheses first. So I've got 3 minus 8 is going to give me a negative 5 inside the parentheses. So now I've got negative 8 times 1/2 x minus, write it better for you. So now we're there. Okay, now we can multiply these together. So we've got 8 times 1/2. Again, timesing 1/2 is dividing by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now that's a negative, that's a positive, so it's going to give me a negative 4x minus, parentheses, negative 5. Now we have a minus, a negative, so we can change, make it positive. So I get negative 4x plus 5b. Moving on down here, fractions. Now, problem is these do not have a common denominator, so let's make a common denominator. So that 9 over 8 plus 14 over 16, we need to multiply this fraction by 2. That's going to give me 18 over 16. Now we have our common denominator. We can add those together. We get positive 32 halves. Sorry, positive 32 sixteenths. I'm going to rewrite it all. There we go. Okay, now I can multiply. So I've got 2x on the outside. I'm going to take the 2 and multiply by 32 over 16. That's going to cancel out, and that's going to give me 8 in the denominator. So 32 divided by 8. 32 divided by 8, you know, was 4. So now we're there. Okay, now I can combine like terms. 2x and a positive x gives me 3x, and then minus 4. Going across, another fraction. We've got 3 halves x plus negative 1 squared plus 13 halves x. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do our exponents. Negative 1 times negative 1 is a positive 1. Now I can add my like terms together, which are those two puppies right there. So we get 13 plus 3. They have a common denominator, so let's go ahead and add. We get 16 halves x plus 1. Now 16 divided by 2 is 8, so 8x plus 1. Going right here. Okay, we have a negative 1, and that's parentheses, so multiplied by this entire thing. So we need to distribute. You cannot simplify in the parentheses. There's no exponents, so go to multiplication. So we've got negative 2x, negative 1 times negative x, and negative times negative is a positive x. Negative 1 times positive 10 is a negative 10. Now let's combine like terms, which are those two things right there, and we get negative x minus 10d. Last one, we're looking to simplify inside the parentheses, so we get 2x minus 3 squared is 9 plus 1 is 10 minus 3x. Combine like terms, so we've got 2x minus 3x, it gives me a negative x, and then minus 10. Easy breezy.